Are we going to have two people complete the Grand Slam 2 years in a row? What have we seen so far from this year that has been different from the last few years? What may there be in the future? These are all questions we have about the golf season. Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be looking into golf and what we've seen so far from this year. We're going to be looking into football news. Now, I also want to let y'all know that we are going to be having an upcoming video soon about the schedules that we've seen so far for the Power 4 teams. A few teams still need to get a few games that are out of schedule, but we so far have gotten a good look at what teams are going to be doing. So, let's get into this. Subscribe, comment, and like. And if you do all those, your prediction for the 2026 golf season will happen. Totally. So, first I'm going to be getting into golf. I will probably put an edit on screen if you're only here for football news, but if you're here for golf and football, then stay tuned. And obviously, like I said, if you're only here for football, I'll put a time on screen. Now, the first thing to cover is the first three events we've seen in golf. So the first event we had was the Sony Open in Hawaii. I didn't pay attention too much to this tournament, but Chris Gotterup ended up winning, making over 1.6 mil. Good payday right there. 500 FedEx Cup points, with Ryan Gerard finishing second, 14 under. Chris Gotterup with 16 under. Ryan Gerard has 300 FedEx Cup points. Patrick Rogers finished third, 13 under, got almost 200 FedEx Cup points, 190. And then a tie for fourth for Robert McIntyre with 123, and Jacob Richmond. First event of the year, the Century, had been canceled. What did we see? We saw guys who are, the top two guys are newer guys to the tour, and they showed that they can play. Patrick Rogers is quite the veteran. He is 33 years of age, but so far he's 9th in the money list with 725,000. This is an interesting fact. Ryan Gerard leads the PJ money list, by the way. He is in front of Gotterup. So, Scotty's not first right now. Now it's early. That's a fact. We've seen guys get into hot starts and end up with not being as good as they first kind of looked. So, interesting that we are getting similar start. Now, the American Express, usually a pretty easy a few easy courses. La Quinta, PGA West, Pete Dye Stadium course. Scotty won. And then there was a huge tie for second, but Scotty wins by 4 strokes, and he is fourth in money making, by the way. Jason Day, Ryan Gerard, Andrew Putnam, Matt McCarty in tie for second. So Ryan Gerard finishing second again. Now, for FedEx Cup points, he would be at 484. Another interesting thing was Blades Brown was in this tournament, but He ended up kind of not playing well. If you don't know who Blaze Brown is, he's an 18-year-old from Nashville, Tennessee, who has been honestly one of the best, most interesting golfers. He's such a young guy, but he's contending with the pros. Finished top 20 in a PGA Tour event. Moving on to the Farmers Insurance Open. This was pretty recent, obviously. Justin Rose, 23 under. He won by 7. Ryan Gerard tied for 11th. I mean, this guy. Farmers Insurance. Justin Rose dominated. Tied for second was Pearson Cootie. Ryo Hisasune. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. Siwoo Kim. And it's been an interesting start. The only really big name has been Scotty. And Rose, I guess. Rose is a pretty big name. He's quite the veteran. But he's 45. Turning 46 this year. And he's still beating up 20-year-olds. So I'm now moving on to the FedEx Cup to give y'all an idea of who is leading and what is going on. Chris Gotterup is number 1, Ryan Gerard number 2, Scotty Scheffler 3, tied with Rose at 4, Siwoo Kim 5, Pearson Cootie 6, Matt McCarty 7, Patrick Rogers 8, Ryo Hisasune 9, Jason Day 10, Andrew Putnam 11, Sahith Theegala 12, Jacob Bridgman 13, Jake Knapp 14, Sam Stevens 15, Hai Tong Lee 16, Robert McIntyre 17, Harry Hall 18, Russell Henley 19, Hideki Matsuyama 20, Maverick McNeely 21, Stephen Yeager 22, S.H. Kim 23, Joel Damon 24, Davis Riley 25, tied with Daniel Berger at 25, Tom Hoge 27, Taylor Pendriff and Lee Hodges 28, and Andrew Novak 30. That is the top 30 currently. But, yeah, it's been an interesting year so far, that's for sure. A few people we don't usually have the names of. Okay, so for my football fans, I'm gonna be trying to do videos during the off season, so I want y'all to let me know what I can do. Because, I don't know, I don't have many things that I can do during this off season, so please give me suggestions in the comment. And even then, yeah, it'd be great if you would comment any ideas, because I honestly really need ideas. It feels like kind of an idea of why I haven't been able to, make too much videos, kind of. I don't know. But moving on to football news. So, the NCAA denied the appeal for Chambliss. SEC, they distributed over $1 billion between its 16 schools. Aguilar got his eligibility. Darian Mensa is going to be going to Miami. And I think it's going to be interesting that a lot of people are saying that Fernando Mendoza is a lock to Raiders' number 1 pick. And I agree with this. I mean, the Raiders probably need a good quarterback. I'm sure they've been one of the worst teams in college football. They've really been a real struggle. It's not been good. So you gotta think as a Raiders fan, yeah, it'd be great to have Fernando Mendoza, who's definitely one of the best Heisman winners in the last several years, considering he was on a perfect team, basically. that perfect team. Yeah, had a few dips, few hard games, but few miracles. But in the end, they were the best. Uh, so I'm just gonna give a sneak peek into how I'm going to do this kind of thing. With this team, on how I'm going to be doing the schedules. So basically, I'm going to be going over several teams, maybe going to kind of do a series on each team's schedule and then what I think about it, how hard I think it is. That's kind of what I'm going for. So you could say what team you want me to go over and share what I think of it. Also, I just want to say a quick thing. Please tell others about my YouTube if you enjoy, because I mean, I'm trying to do my best out here. And I've been kind of stagnant around 35 subs, so if we could start getting some growth going again, it would be amazing, because we had this time frame where we were getting a lot of growth, and I was uploading like weekly. I need to start uploading like twice a week, and I'm going to be trying to do that. I'm going to be getting a schedule video. I also want to be talking about conference realignment, a few interesting other things, like one idea I have is basically, little sneak peek, what if college football had teams in really big cities? Because let me explain. For instance, New York, Baltimore, Cleveland, Jacksonville. Bro, they're a good amount. Omaha's a pretty biggish city. St. Louis, Kansas City. I mean, Kansas is not in Kansas City. So I mean, also Amarillo, which is, I mean, some people may be like, what the heck's Amarillo? Amarillo is a city in West Texas. And I mean, it could have a football team. Denver also doesn't have a team. Portland doesn't have a biggest team. It's not even, like, an FBS team is basically what I'm saying. If you, this, like, area. There were a few other cities that, Milwaukee was another. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to these cities don't have a team in the FBS, and they're a big enough city to get one. Number one is Dayton, I just saw. Richmond's pretty big. Virginia Beach area is pretty big. Las Vegas is getting pretty, like, the Las Vegas Metro, it's getting pretty big to the point where, like, honestly, they may, like, UNLV, feel like it's going to get more attention, and they've been a pretty good team lately. So either that, or it would be interesting to see another team in that area, like a bigger team, maybe, or not. But yeah, that was my point. That's what's gonna be a video idea that I've been thinking of, and I've been kind of doing some projects on that. But back to what I was talking about. Sneak peek into schedules, then I think this video is basically done. So I'm going to go to Stanford, and in fact, their first game is on the 29th of August, and they play Hawaii at home. Now, I mean, I'm pretty confident that they'll beat Hawaii this next year. But we'll see, because they didn't last year. I mean, the thing is that Stanford was a 4-2 team, and they lost to Notre Dame and Pitt, which were two pretty good teams. Meanwhile, at home, and they were 0-6 on the road, so they gotta either fix their road game, or they're not gonna have fun next year. I mean, it's weird, the Stanford team. I honestly hope Trevita Pritchard knows what he's doing, because, I mean, the guy, a lot of people don't think he's going to do a good job. But looking at this, Hawaii, week 1. Week 0, rather. Miami, week 1. We're just dead. Dude. Duke. We get a bye week, and we're going to... Are we at Duke? We're at Duke. Oh, gosh. Georgia Tech. We're home versus them, and Georgia Tech has a history of losing to easy teams, and Stanford has had, and I'm comparing to this year, a good home team. Then we're on the road at Wake Forest, and let's see if we get a bye. We don't. And then we're on the road at Notre Dame. You think we get a bye? You think? You think we get a bye? No. Why would we get a bye? Then, Elon. I swear, if we have a bye in between this, we don't. Good. NC State. We're home against them. We don't have a bye. It's on a Friday. Or it may be played on Saturday. That's what it says. At Louisville. No bye still, bro. At Virginia Tech. There's the bye. So, in between Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech's going to be real interesting because, honestly, Virginia Tech could be iffy, or they could be really good and dangerous. And, you know, Stanford could get wrecked. And then we have at California, and then home versus SMU. SMU apparently our last game this year, so that's interesting. Good for Cal, they don't have to play us. I mean, we don't have Cal as our last game, but Hawaii, Elon, we should win. I think we have a minimum of 2-10. Honestly, the worst case scenario, 1-11, we're firing Trevita Pritchard. Tavita Pritchard, I'm sorry. I think we'll beat Hawaii. I think Stanford beats some sort of team here. Georgia Tech, but you look at, hold on, just let me slow down. You look at their schedule and go, oh my gosh, that's hard. Look, Miami, Duke, the ACC champions, Georgia Tech, look, I just can't. 13-3, 9-5, 9-4, 9-4 with Wake Forest, 10-2 Notre Dame, Elon's a cupcake, NC State 8-5, Louisville 9-4, Virginia Tech good next year, Cal 7-6, SMU 9-4. They have to have one of the hardest schedules in the ACC. Like, what teams are they not playing in the ACC? Clemson. I mean, you look at it first and you're like, oh, it's not hard. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, NC State's been good for the last several years. Louisville's been good for the last 7 years. Several. Wake Forest has a good coach who has led them to this 9-4 season. There's literally on the side, the conversations. They don't play Virginia. They don't play Pittsburgh. They don't play Clemson. Every other team they play, and they're all winning teams except Virginia Tech. They don't play Florida State, North Carolina, Boston College, or Syracuse, who all are garbage. We're just trying to make Stanford... I feel like we're just trying to make Stanford quit. Anyways, that's kind of the thing. I'm looking at Stanford's schedule and thinking, this is a 4-8, 5-7. They may beat Louisville because they have. They may beat NC State because NC State has struggled in a few games. California's definitely beatable. So, best case scenario, I'm saying is 7-5, to be honest. But the truth is that we have no clue. Because this is almost in a year. We got a good 7 months to wait. We can just talk about it. That's all we can do. So Stanford could be 12-1, which I highly doubt. But they could go 12-1. It's possible, but I highly doubt it. It's going to be an interesting year, guys. But I think that's going to do it. So thank you for joining me. My hair looks ridiculous. I was messing with it. I'm sorry that you had to look at my hair for 5 minutes while I was looking at ESPN. Thank you for joining. Like I said, subscribe, like, comment if you enjoy all this. Just comment if you've stayed to this point, so I know that y'all are getting to this point. That would be great. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Goodbye. Editing Dominic here. I just wanted to real quick show the logos for the future idea. I'm going to be releasing a video on the Super Bowl. This video, it's literally in about 30 minutes, a little more than that, as you can see by my time. But I'm going to be releasing a video on the Super Bowl. This video is probably going to be out tomorrow morning, and probably, hopefully Wednesday, I'm going to have the Super Bowl video. Then I'm going to record the one about the schedule. I'm going to record the one about the conference alignment, which is why I am bringing this. This is one of the logos. This is the Empire State Guardian, so New York. Yeah. This is a Guardian. We have this. I think this is the Chesapeake Bay, the Chesapeake State Seahawks or something is what it's called. Cleveland. I don't know if it's Cleveland or not. This maybe it's Wildcats. I think we got a shark here. I think this is Jacksonville. Cleveland. I don't remember what was the Wildcat one. I'd have to go back. We got this is Dayton. And this one is Cleveland. I think this may be Cleveland. I have to go back and look at it all because I was working on it about a week ago. And lastly, I want to say this may be St. Missouri. This is Milwaukee State, I think. But yeah, thank you. I just had to do that real quick. Cue the outro.